Feeling tired or stuck? Every day, millions wake up exhausted. They push through traffic, clock in, struggle with office politics, then go home, too tired to even dream. It's the rat race, and you're tired of it. Anxious, frustrated, maybe even depressed. You ask yourself, is this it? Is this what life is supposed to be? You're not alone. If you're watching this, you're probably tired of feeling stuck, moving but going nowhere, living without direction, without hope. You're tired of running a race that feels pointless. And you're wondering, does my success even matter? The answer might be more life-changing than you think. Hi, welcome to House to Success. This isn't a channel about overnight wins or picture-perfect lifestyles. Just like you, I've felt the pressure, the doubt, the burnout, the quiet fear of falling behind. Because honestly, I'm still figuring things out too. If you're trying to rebuild your direction, rediscover your purpose, or simply create a life that finally feels right, this channel is for you. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe and let's build a community of real humans focused on intentional growth, mindset shift, and living a life that's deliberately designed, not accidentally lived. Coming back to the question, does your success really matter? Do you even need to succeed in life to be happy? Let me tell you a story. This is Dani Johnson. Before she became a multi-millionaire, she was a homeless drug addict, abandoned by her husband for another woman he had just met. He even maxed out her credit card before disappearing from her life completely. Crazy, right? But that wasn't even the worst part. Her tragic story didn't start there. At an early age, she experienced rejection, abuse, and violence. These weren't rare moments in her childhood. They were her routine. Her family lived on welfare, but the money didn't go to their basic needs. It went to drugs. And growing up, Dani endured emotional, physical, and even sexual abuse. Imagine carrying that into adulthood. By her teenage years, she already believed something devastating, that she was worthless, unloved, doomed to repeat the cycle. And at just 17, she became pregnant. The father? Someone she thought would save her, a pastor's son. But instead of being accepted, she was betrayed, and she had to give her daughter up for adoption just to survive. By her early 20s, things only got worse. She married a con man who left her after just a few months. And then came rock bottom. Dani was living in her car, a homeless drug addict with just $2.04 to her name and over $35,000 in debt. She was on the verge of suicide. And honestly, who could blame her? She had every reason to give up. But she didn't. In her darkest moment, she found God, she found hope, and that turned her life around. With nothing but faith and a discarded bottle of weight loss product she found in her car, she made a decision. She would try again. From a payphone booth, she made her first sale. One call, one step, one decision to try again. And within 2 years, she became a self-made millionaire. Imagine the plot twist, from homeless to millionaire in just 24 months. But she didn't stop there. She built multiple businesses, spoke on global stages, and even appeared on Oprah, published best-selling books, and helped thousands of people break free from debt, trauma, and limitations. But her real success was beyond just financial. Dani Johnson's life was not defined by her past. She built a loving family, forgave her abusive stepfather, and reunited with a daughter she once had to give up. She even founded an international organization, helping feed hungry children, rescue trafficked minors, and build homes for the homeless across America, Asia, and Africa. Today, she has retired, traveling the world with her husband. So here's the question. If Dani Johnson was able to rise from the kind of life she was thrown into, abused, abandoned, homeless, broke, and sleeping in the back of a car, and still turn everything around, build a business, restore her life, and impact thousands of others, what could be possible for us too? Maybe your story isn't the same, but you've struggled for a long time. Financial pressure, emotional weight, mental exhaustion. Moments where life just kept hitting harder than you expected. And somewhere along the way, you stopped dreaming. Because when you've been through enough pain, hope starts to feel painful, like something you shouldn't trust anymore. So instead, you adapt, you survive, you lower expectations, not because you're incapable, but because you're exhausted. Dani's story matters because it disrupts that pattern. It shows that even the most broken beginnings can become a foundation for lasting success. That resilience, consistent action, and a belief, however small, can rebuild something almost impossible. But let's pause for a second. What is success really? For some people, it's money, status, recognition, the job title, the bank balance, the follower count. We're constantly shown luxury, cars, mansions, private jets, and told this is success. That if people don't see it, it doesn't count. So we perform. We keep up with the Joneses. We prove. We try to look successful, even when we don't feel it. And the goalpost keeps moving. You hit one milestone, and almost immediately, it loses its weight. You move on to the next. And somewhere in that cycle, achievement becomes empty. Nothing more than a fleeting sense of happiness rather than true fulfillment. Here's the imbalance we often ignore between ambition and well-being, between doing more and feeling like you're enough. We push ourselves to build better lives, but in the process, we sacrifice rest, our mental health, and sometimes meaningful relationships. Stress becomes normal, burnout becomes expected, and still we keep going because we've been taught that success is something we have to earn in the eyes of others, something we have to sacrifice everything for. But maybe it's time to question that. Maybe success isn't something we need to perform. Maybe it's something we need to define, personally, intentionally. What if success isn't just what can be displayed? What if it's quieter than that? What if it's being able to sleep at night without anxiety running your thoughts? What if it's about having people you love safe and healthy? What if it's waking up with direction instead of dread? Success might not just be what you achieve, but how you feel living the life you've built. It's fulfillment, peace, contentment, and those things can't be faked. The pursuit of success changes you, not just your situation, but who you are from the inside. Now let's take a deeper look at something much more important. What if Danny hadn't turned her life around? There are people she's helped, families and individuals on the edge of giving up who might have never found a way forward. And maybe you've had moments like that too, where someone else's story gave you just enough belief to keep going. That's the part of success we often overlook. Your success doesn't stop with you. When you grow, people around you feel it. Your mindset shifts conversations. Your discipline sets a standard. Your progress makes possibility feel real for someone else. Sometimes it's loud, through leadership, impact, or service. Sometimes it's quiet, through example, consistency, or your mere presence. But either way, it spreads. Your success can become someone else's starting point. And representation matters. When someone from a similar background, someone who struggled the same way, who's felt the same limitations, rises above it, it changes what others believe is possible. So while success may begin as something personal, it rarely stays that way. But there's another side to this. What if you get everything you thought you wanted and still feel empty? It happens more often than people admit. Because if success is built on comparison, validation, or fear, it becomes a performance. And no matter how loud the applause is, it's never enough. There's also the deeper question. In the grand scheme of everything, does any of this really matter? And maybe, more importantly, what will it cost you to get there? The late nights, the missed moments, the relationships that fade. Burnout doesn't just come from working hard. It comes from working hard on things that don't align with who you are. So yes, we want success, but without purpose, it can feel empty. Like holding something you chased for years, only to realize it doesn't fulfill you the way you thought it would. So, does your success really matter? Here's my final answer. Yes, it does. It can change your life. It can impact people around you. It can create ripple effects you may never fully see. But it doesn't have to matter to everyone. You don't owe the world a performance. You don't need to be loud, visible, or impressive to be successful. Because when success is driven by ego, it becomes a race. But when it's grounded in purpose, it becomes something deeper, something that lasts. So maybe the better question is this: what does success mean to you? Not to society, not to your peers, not to the version of you that was trying to prove something, but to you right now. Because the moment you define that for yourself, you stop chasing others' approval and start building something real. If you're ready to start building your version of success, I've put together tools and resources in the description to guide you. I also go deeper into personal growth and mindset shift in my Substack newsletter. All the links are in the description below. In my next video, let's define what success really is. Before you go, if this message spoke to you, take a second to like and subscribe. It helps my content reach more people who need it. Till next time, and thank you for watching.